What is up, everybody? Thanks for coming through. My name is SonnyLasVegas.
Let's go.
I'm a full-time reseller. Been doing it now for 7 months, but I've been since around 2016. I have with me my awesomeness co-host. That's going to be Jimmy, OldSchoolFlips, right below us.
What's
And
going on,
then
everyone?
guest is going to be the Cha-Ching King, and that's the
Hey,
sound
hey.
that we love to hear on eBay, although there are other platforms that we sell on as well. And we'll talk about that more in a second. I'll let Jimmy introduce himself and then Scott as well.
What's up, everyone? You guys know Jimmy OldSchoolFlips. I'm on Instagram and YouTube. Full-time reseller on eBay for about 3 years. I don't know exactly. February is the start month, but I don't know exactly. So that was 3 years in February. Yeah. And I like, as you can see, I like toys but I'll sell just about anything. If I can figure out and learn about it and find out it's worth money, I'll sell it.
All right. I am Scott, also known as Cha-Ching King. I'm on Instagram and YouTube. I've been full-time since 2018 and been on eBay since 99. And I sell everything.
I saw that. I've been watching some of your videos.
Yeah, and that one of the biggest questions I have to start off with Scott is which storage units are as bulk as that is, just to hear storage. How do you get into that, and how do you move pieces that you could share with others to say like how to get things done? Because I'll give you what I think. If I buy something, I don't know where to get started besides, okay, let me list the stuff that I know, but the larger pieces, where do I take it to, and how do I communicate with others to get things moving?
Okay. Storage lockers suck. If you watch my last two videos, you're going to think that they're good, and they're not. I literally bought the first one with the intention of showing people that the reality of storage lockers is they're way more work than they are profit, except that first locker was crazy good. Right. And so I let Melody pick one out because that would obviously be a fail, and it was better. and so I have tried twice now. As far as moving things, we move things quickly, and my business model is set up different. Our business model is obviously I want to make money, but we also give away half of everything I buy and to other resellers and things like that. So if it's bigger than I want to ship or something I don't want to mess with, if it's glass, those kind of things, I give it to other people. So I can take a storage locker and pull out the items that I want, and the rest of it goes for free to other people.
So when you give it for free, is that something you use for write-offs as donations, depending on who you give it to? Or
I haven't done that. I haven't done that. Just like next, the 23rd, I think it's Saturday, I'm having a big garage sale in Temple, Texas at my in-laws. And it's the accumulation of a bunch of stuff. Everything will go out there for free, or they can make a donation. We work with Paw Pals. It's a place not too far from the house, a no-kill shelter. Nice. And I give it all away. I haven't done the donations. I suppose it would save me a little bit on taxes, but that hasn't been the reason for it. And we just do it. So
nice. Jimmy, you have questions about?
Yeah, because I've done some storage lockers. I purposely avoid ones that have furniture because I don't have the space for it. I've seen you bought a couple bigger lockers. Do you ignore? Do you try to avoid the furniture, or do you go in if it has furniture, and then do you try to sell that furniture locally? How do you do that?
With furniture, I don't sell any of it. I've got two friends that have antique shops. And it all goes to them if I get furniture that I can't immediately use. Like giving it away is really part of the plan.
Part of the stuff that you'll just like,
yeah.
Here you go. Okay.
And that last locker that I made 2 videos out of, that was 5 feet by 5 feet and stacked 7 feet tall.
Oh.
It wasn't a big locker.
It looked big. It looked big,
but it was stacked.
It was ridiculous.
I like digging through stuff like that. It reminds me of the bins and just getting excited. What am I going to find? What gem, or gems, and just it's exciting to me, thrifting, reselling, sourcing, wherever you go to. And it's funny because any store I go to now, since I've been a reseller, like I'm trying to find what people are missing out on to have that, haha, I got something, you know,
Right.
like
Right.
a grown kid. But ladies and gents, those that are inside the chat, thank you so much for coming in. This channel is growing because of Jimmy. He's getting all those people to come in here. And we try to make this as fun as possible and also educational in ways to help resellers who are starting, interested in it. And also those, I do get comments from those who aren't resellers, but they enjoy what we do and very much appreciate you all, especially those who are lurkers. I love that word because those still give us attention in their own silent ways. And sometimes silence is more valuable than anything. But if you have any questions for Scott, myself, or Jimmy, and the things that we mentioned, feel free to ask. Okay, some things I may not have the answer for, maybe they do, or maybe somebody else in the chat will, and that's why we do this once every Thursday. But we do have other content that we share other than lives that I'm working on more and more, like what sold videos, come through with me videos, things like that. And Jimmy and Scott, what kind of videos do you share, and do you have a schedule for it?
Go ahead,
You
Scott.
want to go first, Jimmy?
Go for it, man.
All right. I don't have a strict schedule. I put up at least one video a week, and often two. I really have two different types of videos. I've got one whole strain of thread of videos I've been doing that are beginner related, like step by step how to do. So far they've been eBay, but I also use Poshmark and Etsy, and I will probably put out some for those. But very, very beginner series of videos. And then I also do the thrifting, the storage lockers, the some of the what sold and things like that too. So, but at least once a week and often twice.
So I used to, if you've been following my channel for a while, for those that have, they know I used to do like what sold. That was my main thing. I've moved away from that, and I'm moving more into sourcing videos. For the most part, I'll always have a sourcing video out on Sundays at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, so 6 p.m. Eastern. And then I'll usually drop like a thrift video throughout the course of the week. It could be Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on how the trip goes. And that's for now. That's what I'm going to mainly do on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to get back to videos. We have the tendency and habit of vacation being pretty much 2 weeks apart in the year, so there's no way of really getting together like that. And then as a surprise, my brother-in-law is coming over tomorrow morning from Twin Falls, Idaho, with my niece and nephews. So after this live, I got to work on a garage to clean out the section that my wife parks on, because here in Vegas, and for some crazy reason, my wife wanted leather seats, and I don't want to get my head torn off from her when it gets too hot and she can't get back in the garage. And also, I just need to get more organized, which is one thing. Scott, Jimmy, I see Jimmy's organized in this room, and a lot of times we see things face front, face value. Are both of y'all organized as it looks like in the background of your videos?
I
I am not turning my camera around. My house looks like you gifted and grew and dragged it through 40 miles of flea market.
I mean, I had to, like, because I didn't at first, like, and I was like, go to the shelf. I know it's on this shelf somewhere. It's over here somewhere. Like, I know it is. But so me and my wife, one weekend, we just tore it down and rebuilt it and made it organized. There's some good questions coming up, by the way, Sonny.
Yeah.
Okay.
My inventory is well organized, and I guess I can.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, and it's an alphanumeric system, and I mean, I can find everything that I sell.
Yeah,
which is the goal.
Right. That has. I mean, yeah. You know, when I had 250 listens, 300 listens early on, I was like, I could get away with this, but when I made that push, I was like, nope.
Carla, I am here in Vegas, Northwest area. I've been here since 2015, moved here from Hawaii, but I'm originally from Texas. But a lot of people think I'm from the islands, but I love it either way. And yeah, hello, Carla. Carla with the C. My wife's Carla with the K. Big Thrift Philly. You got Dan in the house. We also saw Sonia, who's in the chat, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the future with Jimmy and Sonia. And something that has to do with me and channel and being here in the Ninth Island. 5280 Fines, thanks for coming in. Again, make
That's
sure to
Len.
drop
What's up,
your
Len?
comments down below. Aloha, brother Steve, working hard. I saw your comment earlier, as well as Pin G. She just started following me, and I followed her right back on Instagram. And it's good to see people from other platforms coming to join us on YouTube as well. The support goes a long way, and it's very much appreciated. And that's just not to say it to say it. Ken is a one from Jimmy's side who came in, and ever since, super good supporter. I love his videos, and I started catching up on his Instagram, and he started showing the hat of Jimmy, and it was pretty cool how his little edits were. And I was like, here we go. I was like, I like this. So
He's got
pretty cool to see people's faces. A lot of people are shy from sharing their face on social media and recording. How are you comfortable, Scott, recording and doing that? Is it something you were doing before YouTube? And Jimmy right afterwards as well on your side?
No, I hate it.
No.
I have no problem at all speaking live in front of a group. I've spoken groups with well over 10,000 people, and that doesn't bother me at all. But when you turn that camera on, it's nerve-wracking. I am not a natural in front of the camera at all.
It took a long time. I mean, I am now. I'll say, like, I feel a lot. I don't even know it. It's like a friend to me now. It's like, hey, buddy, how you doing? I'm great. You too. But early on, like, it's actually, if you guys want comedy, go watch my very first video. I went back and watched it the other day. The most painful thing I've ever. Like, I was like, this guy's terrible. He should just give up now. And I was like, oh wait, that's me. Yeah, it's bad. Like, I'm not even trying to promote myself. If you guys want to laugh, go watch my very, very, very first. I'm like, hey guys.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what mine was like.
I felt really bad with Jimmy when I first started coming across him. To me, he seemed nervous, and then he was on a live somewhere, and I said, "Yeah, I seen Jimmy on his channel, and he seemed nervous." And in the video, it comes off rude now that I think about it. But I was saying it like I'm glad to see him on and still doing it. You know, I just didn't add those words afterwards, and it stuck with me ever since. I have a really bad conscience for a good reason, and when I look back at my videos, I look at and I'm like, first thing I think is like, who the hell got my haircut and why did I pay him for it? And then it was like, I look like a hot mess. And then now my hair is all like long and growing. I have a comment right here to go with Roman. Thank you for coming by, mi amigo. He had a video earlier, very short one, and I kind of like the way he did it. It was a little change up from what I'm accustomed of seeing other people do their videos to share their content. And he kind of broke down his mindset of a statue that he had, how much he sold it for, the photos, and how it's made of resin and things like that. I thought it was very interesting. If you haven't, check each other out for resellers, support each other. If you like them, then follow them, hit that bell. And if you haven't already, make sure to follow myself, subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, as well as Scott and Jimmy's. Their information is down in the description. And I've been pushing it out everywhere on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, community tabs, and those are other great little sections of platforms to also share content. So you don't always have to make a complete video to get attention or get some advice or even ask questions to help others. You could use those things and help a lot. Scott, what platforms do you use to resell?
eBay, Poshmark, and Etsy.
Okay, with that and with Jimmy's, this is gonna be for both of y'all, whichever one could go first. So Roman has it on here. If I had a casino, I would still be thrifting every day, and I believe I would. And the question, the little twist for y'all: if you all won the lottery today, say $2 million, we're not gonna get too crazy, but $2 million, as well as in the chat, those in the chat you could answer too. Would you still, even after winning $2 million, and we're not talking about taxes, let's just say flat out $2 million bucks, would you still continue to do what you're doing today, sourcing for things, flipping it, being part of the community? Scott, you're talking about it. Would you still do that?
For me, no doubt. I've already retired. I have a lifetime income. I'm a retired school superintendent, and so I would have to change things up. I would have to change my lifestyle a little bit, but I mean, I could prop my feet up and eat bonbons, and I just would have to live in a smaller house. But I love this.
Yeah, for sure. I in my head right away it popped that I would try to hire a team and do mainly storage lockers. And I would definitely now I know you said I've had good luck with them, so I'm not trying to say you're wrong because I could see how they can be bad. But my first thing would be part of that team with making sure that I put it on YouTube and it's on social media everywhere. So I would grow that part of it. I would go into it knowing I want to grow that part, maybe more than the actual storage locker flipping.
Yeah.
But, we're talking warehouse and a team to help me process it. Because there's going to be money coming in. It's not like you're just going to throw that $2 million away. You're going to have money coming in. And
I have already, I say I have zero desire to have any employees. None. I've already had employees.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I mean, it'd probably be my
subordinates.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, and listen, I loved what I did, and I loved the teachers and the kids, but you get an opportunity in your mid-50s to reinvent yourself and do something entirely new and exciting, where you have complete control of your time. Not something I ever had as a superintendent, and so no, I wouldn't have employees. And storage lockers are mega fun. They're just not always
that's why I would do it. Yeah,
they're super fun.
If I've had the most fun I've had sourcing is lockers. I mean, for sure. I don't do a lot. I've only done like 5.
Yeah,
but they're definitely the most fun I've had.
We have Paul in the chat. I think he's a new subscriber. I may have heard of him every now and then. I hear great things about his haircut, especially on Dave's the NC Pickers channel. He did a highlight of that. If you haven't checked that out, it's pretty funny. But Paul says that he is not a reseller, but he enjoys watching. And I'll tell you this, in his recent video, I got to see one of his employees and how he treats his employees. And I would say it is the best. He is the ideal boss, I would say. And check out his recent video and you see what I'm talking about. But it's pretty funny because you just have to see it for yourself. And as for me, if I was to win the lottery, I know what's going to happen. My wife's going to say, you're not touching that money. And I'm going to go back to doing what I'm doing now and feeling like, okay, I have money, but I'm really like married broke. Some people are house broke. I am married broke. And that's pretty much me on a daily basis. Anfisa, hello. We got Luis in the house. Primo. It's my cousin right there. Not really, but he is. Not my blood, but he is. And then, Anna Walker. I saw this earlier. Let me get to it. Got here at the start. Was wondering if I have a whole box of different trinket boxes. Should I sell them as a lot or individually? So I want to start off with this one because it reminds me of some little mouse that I got. And I can't remember the name of these little mice. I ended up getting them at Goodwill when I first started. And I ended up getting around 17 of them. And I sold them for like $173 as a lot. And I would say make sure with as many little things. Mine were porcelain and very good color on them, no fading, and just pack them up well, double box them. That's one thing that doing it wrong, Jeremy has told me, hey, double box things is better safe than sorry. If it may cost a little more, and don't be afraid to price right for shipping. Sometimes shipping costs could seem like that's too much for the item, but if it's heavy and the dimensions are big, you need to make sure to cover yourself so that way you're not diving into your profits. And that's what I would say. Try to lot them up because some people want to collect them as a whole and not try to catch up little by little by little. And if they could get it all at once, then they're ahead of the game for what they're trying to do. What y'all guys got to say about that?
For me, it depends upon what the trinket boxes are. If they're like Halcyon Days, then I would go through first and make sure they're not individually worth quite a bit. I've had Staffordshire, I can't say the word, and I've had Halcyon Days and Crummels is another one, and a lot of those individually can go $300 or $400 a piece. So it depends upon exactly what you have.
Mine's along the same lines. Like if it's something that you don't know a lot about, like for me, that would be something I don't know a lot about. So I would take the time to look it up because they could be worth good money, like Scott said, and I'm going to learn while I'm looking them up. Right. You learn so much digging into a box like that and looking stuff up. That's part of how I learned a lot about toys is buying a bag of toys, and I'll look everything up, to see if there's that one figure in there or that one toy in there that's worth money. So it all depends. If it's something that you know and it's better lotted than lotted up, just go right into the lot. But if it's something that you have a chance to learn something and could make money, I agree with
Scott and Jimmy, because I've never bought a storage locker. What is your best find from a storage locker from Ken?
Go ahead, Jimmy.
So the very first locker I ever bought, I think I paid $600 for it, and I bought it because I saw 3 Nintendo stacked in there, and some Dungeons and Dragon books.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna bid this up. I'm gonna go for it. Like I see enough there to break even. I feel like, and there were some games I was like, it's gonna be close, but we'll probably break even. I broke into that thing. There was a really expensive mountain bike in there. That it was two things. They were both $1,100.
Wow.
There was a mountain bike. Oh, I forgot it was like Rocky Mountain bikes, and then there was an electric scooter in there, like an off-road electric scooter.
Wow.
That was worth more, but I took $1,100 for it. So I had two things in that same first locker. That's why my first locker was beginner's luck for sure. $2,200 off of two items in that first locker.
You know, when you say best for me, that's not necessarily the most valuable. You know, this last locker had brand new cricket machines, like 6 of them in total. But the locker before that, for me, by far the best was that vintage hockey bag, because it was full of vintage hockey pucks, vintage hockey jerseys, and they were player worn, where I could show, and he had written on some of the pucks, like, this is the puck from when I scored in this playoff game. And so monetarily,
he broke it down for you.
Man, it was just so much fun. And so I would say that that bag, I'll probably get all told maybe $1,500 for all the stuff in it, which is, you know, which is good money, but God, so much fun. And so for me, best isn't necessarily most valuable. This last locker, everything in it was new. If y'all haven't seen it, once we got past a broken shampoo bottle, everything was new. Like, it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. But this vintage hockey bag, just way beyond cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Like, to get all those collectibles labeled like that.
Jimmy, when you bought that first locker for $600, how did you feel about spending $600? Because of what you saw, were you comfortable, or were you like, oh?
Like I said, I literally, the stuff I saw, I know, right? Like, I saw stuff I know. Now, the gamble was, did those Nintendos work? I think there were 4 of them or something like that. You know, 4 or 3 or 3 of them worked. 1 of them didn't. So there was 4 total. I saw the stack. I mean, we're talking a stack that tall of D&D books.
Wow.
That's when I was like, okay, there's probably my break even right there. And everything else in the locker. There was other things. There was a key cutting machine in there that I sold for like $300. So I was comfortable. Yeah, sorry, long answer. Yeah, I was comfortable because I saw the equal what's going to break even in the pictures. Because I bought it online. I didn't go in person. It was online.
Key cutting machine, huh? So these houses are ending up on.
It was
ring alarms.
So it's actually just the copy one, not the one that can actually cut a key from scratch.
I was like, that sounds like a different side job. We got to talk about later.
I didn't want to say that's why that turned out to be the best.
Yeah. Carlos asking, and I'm gonna limit this to one person, to one YouTuber that you like to watch.
Oh man, I had a list.
Okay, no limits. Off the top of your head, whoever you could mention. I mean, it helps them and it helps us, so that way they know we're seeing other people than just one. So go ahead, whoever wants to take off.
So as far as reselling YouTubers, I really do like Rachel Strickland and the Hoogs and the 5 resellers, because we all started about the same time. Well, Rachel started before that, but we talk to each other a lot. Outside of resellers, there's a channel called 618 Fishing, and he produces beautiful videos. Like, they're absolutely the music, everything about them is amazing. It's a even if you don't like fishing, it's just a beautiful video. So that would be it for me.
I mean, my list is long, but I'll right now, my favorite is the Art of Resell Art. Oh my, and he's in Vegas too, right? Oh my man, his videos are so fun, and and he looks for the same stuff as me, and he's really good at YouTube. So the Art of Resell. I really like Kevin Commonwealth. I love the way he's talking. Like I think in my head, like, man, people have to be looking over him, like he's talking to himself. But he will break it down right there in person while it's in his hand, and standing in the middle of a yard sale. I love that. So just to keep it quick, those are the two of my favorites. And I don't watch a lot of other YouTube other than live shows, which I could go. There's a long list when we go into that, and there's a long list of other YouTubers I love to watch that I'm friends with. But those right there, right off the bat, to learn the most from those two guys.
Yeah, I would say one of my favorites is a good friend of mine here, Mikey Bags of Money. I mention him often, but that's one thing about this live of my own personally here on Thursdays and other videos that I mentioned. I do credit a lot of people that I learned from and I bring them up. So it's not just that I'm limiting it this one time. I just know there's other comments inside here and I don't want to miss out on them. But it's fun and we get to learn about things from each other that help us grow in our own way. And there's a lot of things that you learn that it kind of like sinks in and you don't use it right away until you get out and you're like, oh, I remember this from Scott's, the clarinet that he sold, how to look for things, the serial number on it, or Jimmy with the toys. I'm not really good with toys or games. So that's why I like to follow a lot of people who don't do what I do. But I do follow a handful of people now recently. Marcus Dixon Pickens, he sells apparel, and Steve Pick and Roll, right? Yeah. He does apparel too and jeans, and I love that stuff. So that's why I follow them. And Scott and Steve Pick and Roll, they are doing what I'm seeing a lot more of teaching now. And I think that's really good, especially for new resellers. And sometimes these veteran resellers that I'll say, like myself being in for a few years, sometimes you forget the basics and then you go back and watch these videos and it only takes moments. You listen to people, and once something rings in your head, you're like, oh, I totally forgot about that. And you're probably missing out on things that you didn't know about. And that's why I like following who I do. And the number just continues to grow and grow as I grow. I want to follow as much people, but it's nearly impossible to keep up with everybody.
Yep.
It is.
Hold on, let me go.
There's a question in there I love in the chat.
Where is it at? I'm probably
near the bottom, doing it wrong. What was one of your biggest flops?
Biggest flops.
This is so easy for me.
You could go ahead with it. I'll find it.
You want me to go ahead and with it?
Yeah, I'm going to look at some of the comments.
So
I don't want to.
A few years ago, I buy a lot of business liquidations. And I don't mean like liquidations.com or bulk, but actual business liquidations, the auctions for those. And a few years back, I bought a bunch of electric skateboards, and it was an absolute mess. One is they had them labeled wrong. They weren't electric skateboards. They looked like an electric skateboard, except that they weighed 100+ pounds. They were built like a tank, and they were actually dummy haulers. And what a dummy hauler is not hauler like Texas hauler. It's a hauler. And you would put like a roping dummy on it, and somebody would drive this electric skateboard with it so you could rope and catch it. And it turns out the people in the electric skateboard world, the people that actually do that, are not nice people. Like they're not. It was, like the reselling community. I barely know some of the people, but if I were to shoot them a note on Instagram and said, "Hey, I don't understand this," they would do their best to try and help you. Yeah. The electric skateboard people, they want you to die on that thing. Like they do not want more people. And that was, I barely got out of them and got my money back. And it was an absolutely awful experience. And I don't want anything to do with electric skateboards or dummy haulers.
Well, let's hope Sonny comes back, you guys. I'm going to go into that question. But I've been thinking this whole time while you're talking about this, the killer electric skateboard people. We'll call them the electric skateboard mafia.
I'm telling you.
I don't have a huge flop. Like I don't have one that was like, and it's one.
Thanks. Leave me hanging out there like that.
No, I have one that comes to mind, but I still made money on it. It just, I thought I was going to do better. Mm-hmm. And it's the amount that I spent on Facebook Marketplace. It's actually kind of you're good, Sonny. We got this. You know what? You can just go get a water from the fridge. Check on the dog, stuff like that. We got this, man. It was a Facebook market. So for starters, it was supposed to be $600 for some anime figures. Like,
okay.
and they were still in the box. I've had luck with anime figures in the past, and when I got there and I paid for them, $100 bill came up missing, and I'm the one that ended up with the short. So I ended up paying $700 because
right off the bat,
and they were right out of the ATM. They were all stuck together. Sonia already knows she hates it. My wife, she's like, I hate this store. And I was like, of course, it was my mistake, but $100 bill came up missing. So $700 into these anime figures. That's been over a year ago. I still have quite a few on my shelf. So it came out to it was supposed to be like $7 per figure because there was a bunch of them.
Right.
I don't think I've into the problem. I've sold a bunch, but I also still probably have 25 of them left. And it's just been like, I thought they were worth way more. I lost $100. So that's probably just because it's just been a pain in the butt and they're not selling like I thought they would.
So what are your goals long term for either YouTube or for Instagram or for your reselling platforms? Where do you want to be in, say, 2 years and 5 years?
Ooh, are you asking me this?
Sure.
I just want to have fun, but I'd like to help people and grow the channel. I took a break from YouTube for a while. I'm back into it. I took a step back and evaluated it and looked at what I was doing and changed some things, obviously. Whoever wants to subscribe, I want them to come and subscribe. I want to share what I'm doing and hopefully help people learn how to resell and see where I'm at.
Right.
I'm going to continue to do it though. This time I'm going to stick with it. I want to make friends. I love making friends. That's a big thing. Like it's huge. Like SSK promo Ken in the chat. Like I talk to him all the time. We're really good. Sonny, like these are my friends, and I love that part of it.
And I hope I have friends someday. What about you, Sonny? What are your goals?
To always be on my wife's good side. That's the biggest one, and it's been going on 12 years. May 2nd, it's going to be our 12-year anniversary, and that's probably going to be our that markdown of like, babe, you need to, all this time I've had with you, and things that I got like a roof over head, like you need to chill out just a little bit, just.
You want me to send you a copy of my book?
I can't read unless it has audio, then I'll gladly accept it. Oh, that reminds me, because you said sending how to be married forever. Alcohol. End of the story is alcohol.
It's different. It's all mixed drinks in there.
Yeah, mixed cocktails. But Mikey Bags of Money, that's who I'm talking about. This is one of my favorite guys right here to follow.
I've been
he
watching
does
his
live
videos.
streaming, he resells, and then Niche Lady is right next to him. Danny, I can't wait till May. They're gonna have a party. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it, but they were invited me over, and it's just fun. What Jimmy is saying and Scott saying he hopes he could get some friends. And Melody is one. I was gonna tell you earlier, Scott, but I was busy, like I was telling you before the video started. That I would like to have her on too, because she is part of what you do.
Oh, Melody? Yeah, she won't do this.
Yeah, okay. But she does help you and do a lot of things in the advice she gives in the videos.
100%.
I like it. Yeah.
She doesn't talk to people in real life, and she doesn't like to be in public, and she doesn't want to be on camera. And so good luck with that. If you can talk her into it, we'll make room, but no.
Look at that. I got a food challenge. Ooh, I'm ready for a food challenge. You talked about it. There's one thing about Mikey too. Let me run with Mikey for a moment. When he says he wants to do something, he actually does it. Like he follows through. He's been talking about a food challenge for some time now, a mukbang on a live. It could be like how we're doing it now, but these things pop in his head, and I like the way he thinks because he ends up doing it, and it's not just talking out his mouth, which is what everybody does when they talk, but he actually does it, and it's fun to see like how he's grown. He's super, like, he's booming, and I believe is because he's just following through with his ideas and rolling with it. And that's one of the biggest things. You're going to have these downfalls with reselling and anything that you do, not just reselling. It could be art, college, you know, being a student of anything and trying to reach your goals, you're going to have obstacles. And I hope what we do, that you could use reselling if you are interested in reselling to help you reach those goals, because reselling could help you a lot financially to get where you need to be, and then you could move away from it if you need to. But it's a nice way to make some money on the side and also get out of financial stresses. Mo, I haven't seen you in a long time. Scott, how has reselling helped you now that you retired? Out of all things, why reselling?
You know, I talked about it a little bit on Instagram a few years ago. Is I honestly think reselling saved my life. You know, we grew up with nothing, and in junior high, our bus would get to the school early, and because it had to run onto the high school, and if I ran, I could go to the 7-Eleven and back before first period, and I'd go buy bubble yum, and you know, junior high kids, once they found out you had gum on it, 10 cents a piece. And
what kind of bubble gum?
Bubble yum.
Oh, bubble yum.
Yeah, come on, man.
Back in the day, I like zebras.
Hey, man, that's just
awesome because it was like tobacco, but it was the big chew.
I don't mean to be ugly, but you weren't alive back in the day.
1980, I was. I'm old enough to remember penny candy. When you used your T-shirt, you put a penny, or if you had a nickel, you were the famous kid in town. And I'm also from Texas, a small town called Charlotte, Texas, population 1,000, nothing connected to it. And when I would reach up over the counter to put a nickel, they would just start reaching inside these glass,
the glass
containers, and they just handful and put it. And you're just like, yeah, and you just scoop up your T-shirt and you're just running around like it's Halloween. And it was such an amazing time. Yeah. And one thing about the olden days that I remember buying cigarettes for my grandpa, and then also remembering the painful feeling that it was when I put 25 cents on the counter to buy a 25-cent bag of chips. And as I'm walking out, they're like, excuse me. And I'm like, excuse you, what's going on? I mean, I've said that, but I turned around with my eyes wide open. And they're like, it's 27 cents. It's plus tax. And I was like, what the hell is tax? I'm only probably like 9, 11 years old, you know? And that's when it was like, whoa, life is not fair at all.
Anyway, reselling for me was a natural transition, you know, because I've done it off and on my whole life. Like I said, I've been on eBay since 99, just not as a job. I have a lumber mill, and I used to sell lumber when shipping was cheaper. And when my retirement date was approaching, then I started ramping up eBay so that, you know, because you can make a lot of money at it, and it beats homelessness. So I went that direction.
Been borderline there.
Yeah.
And don't want to get back to it.
Because you said in one of your videos, you have another hobby. I guess, do you consider eBay a hobby or a little bit of both? And then you said something about being a woodworker too.
Yeah, eBay is a job. I mean, we treat it like a business, and we grossed just over $100,000, and we netted. I mean, and I treat it like a business. Woodworking is a hobby. I tried for a while to make some things for money and charged a lot, but it took the joy out of it for me. And so I give away everything I build, like all of it. So
yeah, that's weird because eBay is my full-time income too. I'm about the same gross number as you, but I also consider my hobby too. Like going out and sourcing is like my hobby. I don't have anything else to do.
Blast. Yeah. Yeah, I would do it for fun if money wasn't attached.
Right.
Yeah, my hobby aside from reselling has something I was born into. I'm a natural born artist. I love doing characters. I used to draw realistically, but I'm now implementing it into branding myself as a reseller with my logo that I share and try to create things with it that spark my imagination. That's another thing too. Wow. When I'm out sourcing for things, say at thrift stores, when I look at t-shirts, I'm like, yo, that's cool. I could add my twist on something like that, you know? And it's not that it's exactly like that. So where people saying you're copying it, it's plagiarism or copywriting. No, I have my own imagination. And I know from graphic design in college not to do things that's illegal and do things the right way. Even though it's a little harder, it's easy to copy somebody, but it's just fun seeing some of this stuff. And me being a very imaginative person, what pops in my head. And I've learned to limit that because I used to just think about so much what I want to do. And it's like, I'm overwhelming myself and I'm actually not doing nothing because now I'm stressing about all these things that I want to do. And now it's like, okay, one thing at a time, one day at a time. First, let me see if my wife's okay.
Yeah. You have to check on that a lot, it seems.
A lot, yeah. I got imagination. I forget what's real and what's not. I'm just rolling with it. What's up, Adam? Thanks for coming in. Baldy Picker picking.
Yeah, what's up, Adam?
Should have worn my Baldy Pal shirt.
Oh, I thought he said list as he drives home, and I was like, that a multitasker if I've ever heard one. Drive safe, Adam. So with Scott, I know storage units aren't the only thing that you do, but do you have a schedule that you work on to resell, or you just once you wake up, or when you do wake up, is there a timer? How's that go?
A timer to get up, you mean? No, I don't sleep hardly at all. Okay. As far as my regular schedule goes, I normally wake up at 5 or 6, and if I ship the stuff that has sold overnight, I'll send out the offers. I will list some things by 8 o'clock. I'm running to the post office, and then if I go source anywhere, but I also take care of my in-laws, and I take Melody back and forth to Temple when she needs to go. It's about an hour and a half drive. And, but no, I don't have a schedule because like it's everything I do. So like I go to bed at like 1, and in between it's all just getting stuff done. So I don't list a lot. Everybody here probably lists more than I do, but I
didn't list anything today. And if anybody in the chat today, give the number out in the chat how much you listed today.
There you go.
Plan on listing because it's not over yet. I got some stuff I got to list today. At least $400 worth of items that I need to list, and it's not very much items either, though.
Yeah,
I listed about 12 today. I got
Mickey Bags of Money said this job has freedom. It doesn't mean it doesn't take time, but how you allocate that time is up to you. And I wouldn't trade that for a schedule ever again.
Right. I wanted to ask about your YouTube and your editing. You got some good edits going there, and that's definitely because I try to do. I used to do a lot of edits, and I've scaled back for time. How much time would you say you spend on a video, on editing a video with some of the effects you're doing and the green screen stuff?
6,000 or 7,000 hours per video is what it feels like. Mainly because I don't know what I'm doing. I am, what's today, the 14th? On April 18th, I will reach my 1-year anniversary for my first upload. Wow. And so every video I try to learn something. So just like when I was in college, I didn't worry too much about how much I was making or anything like that. It's about absolutely trying to learn something and get better every single video. And so I feel like my editing is still archaic and I have a lot to learn, but right.
What program do you use, Scott?
DaVinci Resolve.
Okay.
It'll do way more than I can do.
Is that a paid program? You pay for that monthly?
DaVinci Resolve has a free version, and but because I built, my son built me a computer that is like, I mean, it's I got a cool computer, but you couldn't take advantage of a graphics card with the free version, and so but it's a one-time fee for DaVinci Resolve, and updates are free for life. And it is like a professional quality editor. I'm not, but I'm still working on it. So I would say on average, it depends upon the video. Believe it or not, the ones with the green screen and all of that, that's actually easier for me because I learned how to do those first. The ones like the one I'm editing now, it'll probably take me 5 or 6 hours to edit it.
Do you have a YouTuber that you watch to learn more about DaVinci Resolve? Or are you just kind of learning?
I use YouTube to learn about DaVinci Resolve, but not one particular person.
Okay.
Just I look up individual things that I'm trying to do, like the one I'm doing today. I shot this shot right here, and I thought, I wonder how I can blur the background, but not me. And and I figured out how to do that. And so, like, it's not fair to say how long does it take me to edit a video, because I'm still learning. And I mean, I'll always be learning or I'll quit, but I'm still right in the middle of on the job training.
Gotcha. No, I've been there. That's what part of my refocus was, to simplify things on that and just less time there.
He did not, Adam. He did not say that.
What are you talking about, Adam?
He was driving at a stop sign when he was typing that.
Man. Is my face right?
Up, Ray? And Dustin. Yeah. For me, I mainly use Adobe Premiere Pro. I've been having Adobe since I went to college for it back in Leeward Community College in Oahu, Hawaii. Well, that was probably like 2012. So I've had it ever since. When I was a student, I was getting it for about $19 a month. And then after I finished college for an associate's, they started charging me around $54. But if you're a student and haven't used it yet, any age from like 13 and up, as a student, they're just going to ask you for your student email, send it to it, and then you do the rest and you get that discount if you're interested in Adobe. But you have other options out there. They do have one that's a lesser version than Adobe Premiere Pro, which is Premiere Rush. I've tried that out in a video and it did pretty good. Nobody really gonna notice what you use as a program. It's all in how comfortable you are. And I think that was like $11 without a student discount. So I would say check that stuff out. One thing I used yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, and I woke up Jimmy, if he wasn't already asleep last night. I was like, hey, I got a question about Whatnot. I just got approved for it. It's another platform to sell on as auctions or even buy as is. I was looking at it today. You could buy things outright if you price it correctly. Doesn't mean people are going to buy it just because you have it listed like anything else. But I was asking Jimmy last night, hey, how do you list stuff? And I got a little scared because I got all the thumbs up from Whatnot saying, hey, you could sell. Here's an email. You already did all you had to do, go list. So I'm like, how do I make a live? Like, how do I make a video? I want to make a video. I don't want to just schedule something and have it be blank, like a random thing. So when I asked Jimmy last night, he's like, well, there's a plus sign on your screen on your end. I was like, there's no plus sign. I'm like, oh my God, I can't sell on Whatnot. Like, it's those new things. And I'm a newbie again on a different platform. And it's just fun to feel that way, to feel alive, to know that I'm excited about something. Yep. And here comes some other hurdles. But after a few minutes, it actually just refreshed on its own. And it just kind of like dimmed in this little bitty plus sign. I'm like, oh, thank God it's there. Right. It was nerve wracking, but it was, Jimmy, as he said, we're friends and got each other's phone numbers. He replied, he was like, give me 5 minutes. I was like, are you busy right now? And I was like, I don't know what time it is for Jimmy because different time zones. Right. But it's really good when you're comfortable with people and they're comfortable with you as well, that you could reach out and say, hey, can you help me? And that's one of the biggest things I got over as a reseller, especially with the background that I'm in, military, armed security guard, basic security guard, bike security guard. I was always in a position to where I needed to do things on my own and they wanted leadership. And as a reseller, as much as I feel like I'm a good example, I hope, but I know there's a lot that I need to learn and I'm not going to learn. It's easier to learn from others. And this is where I have my hand out when I've done as much as I could. And now it's like, okay, I don't know what to do else. And I've tried, and Jimmy, here's my handout. Can you help me? And he helped me out. And I'm excited about that on Whatnot, which I have Monday. And y'all been seeing the link for those that have been in here. I finally started buy me a coffee, but mine is a burger. I prefer burgers over anything. And that definitely helps if you want to buy something. It's pretty much a donation to help me towards thrifting. Giveaways is something that I'm working on. And with Whatnot, I do have some giveaways. And what I thought about yesterday, as I was telling Jimmy, we were talking about this last night, just us two online here on StreamYard. He was asking me about it. And I felt like it wouldn't be right to not do some giveaways first here. And Scott, I did get your t-shirt. And when I got it, like I was saying, my wife, I filled up her car and I left it in her car. And she's at work right now because I wanted to rock.
Have it.
Yeah, I have it. It just came in today.
We should give away one right here.
Oh, we could do a giveaway. You could do a giveaway. and
Yeah,
I want to do a giveaway of what I'm giving away and whatnot, but it's not exactly certain. And Jimmy's like, "What am I going to give away?" So everybody in the chat gets to pick what you want on Jimmy's channel.
Yeah, right.
I'll do the giveaway. If you'll run it, I'll give away a T-shirt and some stuff. Now, there are some like crispy toys and treasures, and I know that Kristen already has a T-shirt. But I guess I could send him another one. So
Jimmy took us off. Hey, what's up? What's up, Gary? Everybody, thanks for coming in. Hi, Kristen. I hope you're not too busy. I know you've been traveling. She's always traveling. Ladies and gents, I was seeing a video of Kristen the Rural Squirrel. Scott, you follow Kristen, right?
I've never heard of her.
You never heard of her. Okay, I feel like he's lying. But she's an amazing person. Kristen is amazing. And she has this thing about putting on this Jedi mind tricks, like, oh, she's so nervous. Everybody else is so much more knowledgeable than her. And then she kicks your butt at the bins. It's like this squirrel is a freaking vicious squirrel.
Yeah,
she may not have fangs and sharp teeth, but she has this smile that's misleading. And I do want to do a character illustration of Kristen as a squirrel and me in it. And I need to reach out to her to do that, even if she just shares it on her own. And Jimmy, did you just go grab something?
Some of these.
Oh, got some more hats and you got. I know
one of these.
I know on the last live we talked about it. And you said that they're coming in and people were
asking
for it.
They showed up.
Can you share that link for those who may not win an item, that they could find it where to get it? And I'll tell you about this, about Jimmy's hats. They do sell out. I'm not saying that to hype it up. They do sell out. I ended up getting one because he loves me. And one thing about that, Scott, I want, now that we're talking about people meeting people, and you said you want to have friends, I'm pretty sure you do. But have you met other resellers?
I've met Kristen and the Denver bins. My aunt lives in Denver, and I met I've met a few, but not a great deal, mainly because before, say, 2018, 19, I worked 70, 80 hours a week at the school, so I wasn't going anywhere or seeing anybody. So,
and some of those hours weren't just at the school; they're probably at home too, right? It carries over.
That was school hours. My job never quit before. Like, I don't know how many hours I work now, but it's like maybe it's 70 now because it's hard to separate the fun from the work. But that's like nothing compared to what I was doing at the school. So, I've met several. Street Savvy was in Denver when I was up there.
Street Savvy. Before I want to ask Jimmy something. Crispy Toys. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that live of whatnot, because I definitely need it, and I'm going to watch it later on today. And I do recommend on Primetime Treasures channel, when he talks about stuff, and it's more thorough than how I am. I'm more loose and relaxed about things, and I don't have a list or things to say, hey, I want to tackle. I am getting better at what I'm doing, and more than anything, I just want those who come on to the channel like Scott and Jimmy. Even though Jimmy's been on here, he's very comfortable with what he's doing, and we mesh very well. I just want people to feel more comfortable than anything, and just whatever comes out. And what helps more than anything are the questions and comments in the live chat. So thank you very much, everybody coming through. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to all of us. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already, and you can buy me a burger when you can. So, Jimmy, the hats are. Who wants to go first? I'll go first. Actually, we'll do a giveaway right now, and in a few minutes, we could do another one. They don't have to be all back to back to back. So I'll share with you mine. I may have to turn on the light, and the giveaways that I'm gonna do. Oh, they're right next to me. So the giveaways that I'm gonna do, these are custom made by myself. I illustrated them. I am a character illustrator, and I made these a while back, and I have not sold them because I wanted to make a website to put apparel on, but I use merch by Amazon for that. And I do have fan merch in the description, and I do get some royalties, but it's only like $1.50. I have it at the minimum that they ask for, only because I try to make it as affordable as possible, because I'm not trying to bank off of that. Some people buy them, some people don't. And the items that I have, these buttons, for example, I do mesh characters. I hope y'all could see this. It may be too bright. I'm gonna have to turn it to an angle. So this is a little shark, and this is Venom with my character. And I'm gonna put this on Instagram so it just helps looks wider. So this little shark has a Venom costume, and this is Chomp. So this little character that I came up with was back in Hawaii, and people were telling me, "Why aren't you making Hawaii themed characters?" And I said, "You know what? I should do that." And it took me about a month. I was gonna rush into it just because somebody asked me to, and that I was in Hawaii at the time. So I ended up making Chomp. And the thing about Chomp, he does not swim. He's afraid of water, and he's vegan. And if he ever goes into water, he wears floaties. So you never see him in the water. If you do, he's not swimming. He's probably walking on the bottom of the surface or on top. And I find things like that just funny in my imagination. I do little things like this too. And I know said copyrights and stuff, but this is like when I first started. Little Mickey Mouse, little fathead type of Funko Pop character that I started making. And I know this is horrible, but you could follow me on Instagram, the SonnyLasVegas, and you'll see some. I got other characters like Ultraman, and one of the characters that he had was that he fought against. I figured why make him by himself? You need to have one of the little dinosaur type things, but it's hard to see. But I'll share it on Instagram or in the community. And I do want to give away on this 4 of them. They'll be random, maybe even more because this is super light, maybe like an ounce or 2. And what I'm gonna do, I'll have Scott, since he's a guest, Scott, in the private comments, you should be able to see it on your end. Do you see that on your side?
Yep.
Okay, just give me a number. Put it in, and we'll do from how much people do we have in here? 36. Let's do 1 through 40. And
Come on.
yeah, 1 through 40. Go ahead. Let me put start and everything after that. And I'll put stop. So it has to be in between then. You could only have one number to choose from. And this is for my prize. And there's going to be, Scott's going to have his own giveaway, and then Jimmy as well later on. So that way it's not back to back. Space them out. And while that's going, hi, Lisa. Danny May, I meant to say hello earlier. And then Penji, again, hello again. Thanks for coming through. I like that you're the items that you saw on Instagram that I was seeing. It's very similar to what I do, and I like to see the difference of what people find compared to me. And with that, any shenanigans or things you want to bring up, Scott, while we go through this?
I haven't seen a winner yet.
Shenanigans? What have you heard?
Anything you want to bring up? Just wait for these numbers to come in.
Why don't I show the stuff I have?
Okay.
I have.
Oh, that's a big one. I love that.
Got some buttons, and
that's a green one. I have the blue one.
Some T-shirts. I've got a bunch of different colors. So where my logo came from, I do some drawing and things like that, but not at that level.
Hello.
A friend of mine I went to high school with is a graphic artist, and some advice for the people watching, especially since Sonny does this. If you have friends that are artists,
1 through 40,
pay them going rate. Do not ask them to do that for free because it takes a ton of hours. So I paid going rate for mine and a little extra. I got a great logo, and so whoever wins when I do mine, it's going to be a T-shirt, maybe a magnet, and a sticker, or a button. I'll do a little gift package. But you don't get
y'all could only choose one number, and Kent Sancho over here, he put 69 and 68. Gary, you're too much. All right, I'm gonna press in here. Scott, did you see the number yet?
I was talking to you. You told me to.
I thought
I haven't seen the number.
I have not seen
listed on your resume.
I have not seen the number though.
No, I haven't either.
I mean, it's only 1 through 40. These people aren't any good at this. If they knew me, it would have narrowed down their choices, but they don't.
I always pick the same number for mine. I don't know if people caught on to that.
Yeah, it has not been typed out yet.
Do they want a hint?
It is not our age.
No. It's a prime number.
I mean, at this point, it's like every number but that number has been picked.
I guess the broke the rules.
Yeah, I mean,
It's always like that.
It's gonna have to go this way because nobody's getting it.
Yeah. Oh, it was
there
close.
it is. I finally saw
There it is. There we go.
I don't see it. Who is it?
SSK promo 31.
Oh, it must be lower for me.
Now everybody should be entering that number, but it's too late.
Yeah. It's oh, okay, I see it now. It was catching up on my end. So Ken, I do have you on Instagram. I know that. If you could just send me your mailing address and I'll send it to you ASAP, as in tomorrow I'll drop it off with the orders that I got that came in. And then we could wait a while. Any of y'all have any questions? Congratulations,
I didn't see
Ken.
31. Carla said she said 31 before, but I don't see.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. It lags on my end, so
I got the live chat going.
And like I said, only give a number once, but we're hard-headed that way. We gotta scroll up a bit. Ooh, a lot of numbers in here.
I don't see it.
No, I don't either.
I see 1, and
first one I see is Ken.
21.
I see Carla said 32 right before.
Yeah,
so
I saw the 32.
It was just after Ken too. Make sure you have it on live chat too, because sometimes you don't see everything if you don't have it on live chat.
Yeah, I don't see that on there besides Ken's.
Yeah.
But there'll be more opportunities to have giveaways, and that's one thing I'm working on. Not just buttons, but other things as well. I do want to do giveaways, and I don't want to announce it as videos. I've done this before, as a lot of people told me when I was going to do a giveaway, Sonny is not going to help your channel grow. People are going to come in, then they're going to bounce, and I found that to be very true. And I'd rather have it be for those who come into the lives, or something that I have in a pre-recorded video that I mentioned, and usually it's towards the end like anything else. So if you catch it and watch through, that's definitely a bonus for me, but also for you if you catch that I mentioned something as in a giveaway, or hear about it and I'll lead you to it as well to another channel. But Ken, you got it from what I see, and I did see the 32. What is up?
Well, Carla has 31 on there. On my screen, it's later.
Up, yeah, I see it after Sonia as well, but it's also after Ken's on my screen, and that's what I see.
Right.
Yeah, I see the 32, and then
I think on your own screen, it normally defaults to you first, but that's not necessarily what showed up in live chat. Well, let's do this. If Carla thinks she was first, Carla, are you on Instagram?
Yeah, because I could do 2 giveaways. I'm not.
No, I'll do one. I give away all of the t-shirts anyway. I don't really sell them. Like, literally, who's going to buy something with a picture of me on it? So, Carla, send me a note on Instagram with your shipping address and what size t-shirt. I am out of 3X. I don't have those here.
She said it's okay. But Scott does mean it. If you can, message him on Instagram.
Yeah, no, I've given away probably 50 t-shirts now.
Ooh.
I think I've sold 1. I don't really sell them. And that person sent me an offer. They didn't even pay full price.
Okay. Well, moving on. We'll do a giveaway here later on. Unless you got to go, Scott. I ain't got no time after this or anything scheduled other than... Okay, so we're good to go. So questions with storage units, reselling, anything particular that y'all want to ask, feel free to ask. What was I going to say? Scott, are you interested in Whatnot and that platform, or are you just, that's not for you from what you hear so far?
No, I have applied for it, and I haven't told anybody that, so that if I get denied, I don't have to go through the embarrassment of like
until now.
So I have applied. I don't know that that's going to be my thing. I have never even done a live on YouTube. So
Thank you, Jeremy. I'll use that next time. I just figured this would be easy to just
Yeah. I don't know.
Carlos
I don't know if the
Fortune.
comment picker does live chat though. I don't think it does. I don't know though.
I'm not sure. But I mean we could test it out later, you know. We could do it our own. Always something to learn from, especially giveaways. And yeah, that was fun. All the
Yeah,
numbers were popping up and then people putting multiple numbers. It's usually the way it goes. What's up, Mary P? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. Yeah, I've been working on some apparel and designs, and I don't want to rush it on Amazon just to create images after images because that's just not the way I think. I do things when I feel like doing it when it comes to designs. I just don't want to make it a habit like I have in the past. I create something and 2 days later I have another thing and I feel like I got to create something new every time. But this is what I've learned off of YouTube. People are going to come in later, say after this live, and discover me, and I'll be new to them then. It doesn't mean you get old. You're always going to be new to somebody. And that's one thing I've learned from reselling. And there's so much information out there that it's just sometimes I feel like I'm like other people because it's almost similar information, but it's not the same item. When y'all do your videos, Jimmy and Scott, do you feel that way or you just don't think of that? I do. I do.
I mean, no, I'm when it comes to my videos now, I'm just hoping that I find something cool at a yard sale, and hopefully, I'm hoping for that cool find or that cool moment that happens, and I'm going to share it. But if that doesn't happen, I'm still going to share what I found. I'm still going to share the, so that's kind of where I'm at with it now. Or maybe when I was doing my what sold, I was like, there's a lot of people doing what sold, and I'm doing them similar to that. But now I'm just kind of hoping for that one moment to catch it on camera. That's about the only thing that I'm thinking about right now.
I don't think that I've found my voice yet, if that makes sense. I mean, I've got two types of going, the educational ones. I plan on doing those because ultimately I want them to be helpful, for those. Because, man, reselling online is a great poverty breaker. And, I picture some single mom out there just looking for hope and can tune in and here's step by step, you can do this. And on the flip side, it's the same thing. If I'm outsourcing, you really hope that you find something that other people find exciting. But really what most people find exciting is what I find exciting. So if I'm excited about it, that comes across, I think, on screen and that I'm just going to be me and either people will tune in or they won't.
Hey, I did Kent. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. He bought a hat. Cool, man. I see it.
Nice.
On Danny, on the diapers, I am delivering all of them to the 5 resellers. Camilla is pregnant, and Melody and I talked about it when we were going through the locker. And so I have already promised them to somebody.
Fresh out the box.
Fresh.
Yeah, I don't have any baby items. I did, but when I met Kristen and had Mikey join us on our binge challenge, I had a whole truckload of baby items, close to up into like a few months, toddlers, maybe even a year. And I mean, these were wash, folded, really good items. And one of the ladies that was in the bins searching for stuff, she was speaking in Spanish, saying that she was trying to find baby items. And I was like, oh, for what? She said for her granddaughter. She's had a new granddaughter. And I was like, hey, you want this stuff in my truck? And she looked and she was like, thought it was a little bit. And they packed up their car. And Mikey was there. He was like, man, what'd you do? And I was like, I just gave them all that stuff for free, like take it. Because I was going to donate it anyways.
Right.
And I was looking at giving it to a shelter, but she really looked like she was looking for stuff. And I just felt happy at the time to like unload everything right there. And then, so there was a lot going on in that day with Mikey and Kristen. It was a fun day. Really good adventure with it. So Scott and Jimmy both got to meet Kristen.
Yeah.
How was that? Because I saw the video, Jimmy. I saw it today and I was cracking up and you got yelled at and she helped calm me down.
Yeah. She's so positive. Like, she's awesome. She's funny. She's so positive. Like, and that's how I always try to be as positive about everything. And I definitely focus on the positive, and man, it was just a good time. It was a blast. You know, she kicked my butt in the with some boots that I would literally walk right past. She's like, these are Bourne boots. I was like, Jason Bourne? Were they in the movie? What are we talking about?
You were him? Can you fight? Yeah, fight skills.
And we were both just laughing, and it was fun, man. It was a blast. I can't wait. Hopefully we're already talking about going back and doing another bins challenge, so it's gonna be fun.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Eventually you're gonna win. I believe in you. I'm optimistic.
How
was your experience, Scott?
Well, I mean, when we went to Denver, it's been a few years ago. I wasn't on YouTube. I was on Instagram, and you know, I really don't know a lot about Instagram, and I didn't know. She said she was following me, and I knew that I had followers, but I really wasn't, like, it wasn't a thing. I was just, I would post pictures and talk. And so she knew me more than I thought anybody should. And she was so positive. But we're planning on going back to Denver this summer, and I will crush her. In her bins, in her town, and if she's in the bins, I will crush her.
Ooh, those little squirrel bones are gonna break.
Yeah, I got this.
Yeah, I don't have a big cartel for my hat. Sorry, I just have it on my eBay for now until I figure things out. It's just on my eBay, and I'm not. I have to price that way because I do pay up for these to get the warrior and everything. I'm not with free shipping. I'm making $2 to $3, so I'm not trying to make money at all. I'm just trying to break just above even on them. And originally I made it just for me, and then people were like, "Hey, that's cool. So I'll order some. We'll see how it goes." And it's gone really good. I appreciate everyone so much.
Yeah, the support goes a long way, and it's not just buying stuff from one another, folks. It's really just like, first of all, let me stick to that for a second. When you make something that you put together yourself, and somebody, say like Jimmy, wasn't intending to sell it, and people are interested, like, that feeling is amazing. And to have giveaways like Scott and somebody rep it, because I had every intention to wear his t-shirt, but I had just got out the gym. And I was like, I don't want to wear it because I want to wear it in the thrift video. And then I was like, wait, I have a live tonight, which Scott almost forgot about himself. And
don't tell
good thing, because Jimmy would probably be the only one here if we both forgot. He would be in the chat saying, "Hey, I'm here," and it would just be
literally I'd be the only one here because nobody would be here in the chat either.
Y'all just have your own little chat going on and no live. That'd be amazing. That's a little like YouTube hack, so you get more hours. Every comment that you leave is a minute towards my watch time hours, and that's not true at all. Danny May asked earlier. I bet y'all didn't know that, but Danny May asked me how much more do I have to get my 4,000 watch hours. I am just like right over 1,000 hours that I need, like 900 hours. So that helps me, and I've already got the subscribers, and it's growing little by little. And I appreciate you all. Like, I'll get it eventually. I'm not worried about it, but I know, like Mikey Bags of Money has told me, Sonny, you're not gonna get those hours if you're just putting out one live a week. But that's pretty impressive to be that close to me, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Take care, Glenn. And if I just add a little bit more time to creating videos that I'm happy with, I'll do it. But I just feel like I said earlier, at times I feel like what I have and what I'm doing is not worth reselling or worth sharing. I want to be excited about it and do it. And same thing with What Sold videos. I want to do that too. And I have a little twist that I want to do with What Sold videos that I've used the YouTube community tab for when I do posts, because I want to start sharing the comments people leave in my What Sold videos, so that way people get a different little input of what others think about What Sold videos and comments that relate to what I'm doing. And I think that'd be cool because it also advertises who I follow, who I listen to, the advice that I take. And I mentioned pretty much everybody that's in here in one way or another. If it's not on a live or in a video, it's in person with somebody that, like, I'm just spewing what I can because I love everybody and appreciate everybody so much. Because if I wasn't doing as good as I am from learning from everybody, I would still be working at my job and probably not enjoying my life at the time.
Right. Absolutely. I'm a big believer that you can't give too much back. My whole business model's built around it. So
right. I think you talked about, like I grew up in, poor poverty or whatever, and it's an adjustment to be able to finally give back. I'll have to say that. Like,
Yeah.
for most of my life, I wasn't able to, even with my family, my current, that my kids and stuff, and to finally be able to, it's, like you said, it's such a good feeling, and you're happy to be where you're at, but you're also happy to be able to do that now too. Like, it's something I haven't been able to do early in my, in my life.
No, I think it's huge, and I've not kept it. There's a lot of people in your chat that I don't know. First of all, thank you, Danny May, for the kind comments, but and sharing the links. But I haven't kept it a secret. We grew up without anything, and when I say that, I think a lot of people think they were poor, and my dad escaped from the Seagoville Federal Penitentiary, and he bought my mom from her parents, and spent most of my childhood homeless. So I reach a point in my life where I know that I am blessed to have the things that I have, and that without other people along the way, man, I don't get to. I'm not a part of this chat. I don't get to do any of this. None of it. So I'm beyond thankful to be where I'm at.
That's awesome. Yep.
That was wow. To have somebody buy another person is crazy to hear about, but that's the way it is, even to this day in certain areas in different countries.
Yeah.
That I look at in these documentaries. I love documentaries. I love hearing about things, even though it's like I can't use it to bring up anything. But sometimes when I listen to vlogs, I just learned that Nashville Flippers has a podcast. I didn't know that. I know Lewis has a podcast that I listen to often, but it's pretty cool. Ladies and gents, if you have podcasts or YouTube channels and you are a moderator, please feel free to share it. I'm not worried about stuff like that. Just don't lead people in the wrong direction of nonsense sites. I do not want my live coming down. And my last live, I clicked on a profile photo, and the person seemed to be genuine, but it looked like they had something tucked in between their legs. And I was like, oh, so I got out of it real quick. And everybody in the comments are like, well, there goes Sonny's live channel. It doesn't matter about that watch hours because it's going to be taken down. And I'm glad that it wasn't. But yeah.
I just noticed that Kristen popped back in, and I guarantee she wasn't here.
Heard you. So, Kristen, you say 3 amazing guzzes, but if you were to hear what Scott said earlier, you would probably say 2 amazing guzzes. He said next time he is gonna crush you, and your little squirrel.
You're going down.
He's like
at the bins.
He got that Daisy BB gun, and he's gonna shoot you out of that oak tree like a bat out of hell without even looking blindfolded. He said that's how confident he is.
Those aren't the exact words I used, but
yeah, that was pretty close.
I said I would crush her in her own bins. Oh, she's driving.
That's great.
She man, I'm telling you, when I look at her videos and her challenges, I'm like, people have no chance. Like, she plays the innocent. I'm learning, and no, she hasn't. She's been doing it for quite a bit of time. Do not take that smile lightly. She will scratch the crap out of your eyeballs.
It's part of the game. She lulls you into a sleep, and then. But I got this.
I'm in the last challenge video, and if you just look at me in the background standing there while she's introducing me, I'm just like a deer in headlights. I already lost. Like, I didn't even have a chance.
But the cool thing with your when I was looking at you two, Kristen and Jimmy, like, you were able to teach her things she didn't know off the top of your head of the watches, and you could go into depth with it. And that's one thing you were saying earlier in the very beginning, that you know things just off the top of your head and you're able to spew it out. Unlike, oh man, I don't know what that is. And I like that we're able to know a lot of things and still not know enough. Yeah. That hunger still is in there keeping us going. And that's one thing about reselling that I like, because it's not just reselling. It makes me practice other things of rather just let me look on Amazon and look for something. I go look at something else. I'm a huge bargain shopper now, even though my wife limits me on what I could spend and can't spend. So good thing now I learned her the ATM card to her number, her PIN number. So that helps when she's sleeping. So
Well, that
Let's
I was
just
gonna say, because what you said earlier, you were talking about how when you're taking on Whatnot and it's a new challenge, and you like to learning new stuff. In the same breath as YouTubers and what we're doing, we love to teach. So like you were like thanking me for like I was like excited to help you and to teach you. Like Scott, he does a lot of that stuff. I can tell Scott enjoys teaching, and he loves to find out that someone learned from him. That's part of being on social media and doing what we do, right,
Yeah.
Scott? I mean, I know I can tell by
Absolutely.
your videos.
100%. 100%. For most of us, there are a select number of people in it, but it's a small number that make a lot of money on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's not me.
not me.
I broke $2 the other day. Watch out now.
Oh, you made $2? Oh, hell
I
yeah.
broke $2 for the first time in a day, in 24 hours. This is a
I've got
big deal for
one
me.
video that's done pretty well, but like as far as it's what I make in a month isn't one good day on eBay.
Yeah.
If you're doing this, and even if you end up making money on it, you had to have done it because you got something else out of it. And for me, I love teaching. Like I love teaching. Like if I went back to work for other people, it would be in the classroom.
I think teachers right now, speaking of teachers, consistently throughout this live, you, Scott, I would say Adam Exploits. I had a live with him yesterday. I got to learn a lot that he comes from, like teaching and stuff like that, his family as well, that he was surrounded by. And then also this person right here, Chris, Thrift Shop Hustler.
Dude, Chris is
If y'all
awesome.
haven't followed Chris Shop Hustler, you would see that it's more than just one thing. Like I said, we carry many titles, and the things that he does, and the things Scott mentioned earlier, how he does this paw kind of benefit animals pretty much that he helps, and Chris does other things to help other people, and very emotional guy too. His heart's into it, and I feel like Scott's into it as well. And that's one thing I've been talking about. Other things that I want to do is not just, hey, I resell and I make live videos and what's out. I do want to be more a part of the community. So when I'm driving around, there's things that I look at that I want to help. And even when I go to buy things, my recent garage sale that I went to last week, there was a person, my battery had died on my GoPro by then, but they have it for dogs and cats to buy food, and they don't kill them as well. And I had yelled, "Go Cowboys," because they had a big old pendant. And the lady inside the garage in the shade said, "Oh, you need to get out of here, 49ers only." And I was like, "Oh, I was about to donate $20 to this cats and dogs stuff. Like I'm a dog lover." And she was like, "Whoa, when people come at me," and it was just funny because I threw her off guard. But I look at stuff like that, and I want to be a more part of it. So I donate the things like that, but I want to be more physically involved to donate my time to help, whether it's people or animals, and just cleaning up a neighborhood. I've always said in my house, in my mind, that if I moved back to Charlotte, Texas, and I was to run, say, for mayor or constable or something, that I would want there to be a mandatory get together towns day to where everybody helps each other clean the neighborhood, and you just clean it up physically, because when things are clean, like when you're organized, you just feel so refreshed and you feel organized that things don't feel overwhelming. And I look at that as a community as well, not just inside house. But that's one thing I'm learning on in-house versus trying to be organized. And I got a long way to go.
Yeah, I was asked to be mayor here, and like,
Ooh.
oh, he keeps talking about Charlotte like it's a little town. Penelope, where I live, has a population of 181. So like,
Ooh.
I just fit the demographic. You're the right age, and you're retired. You get to do the job, and I'm like, not a chance. Like, I have no desire to be mayor. I'm not in charge of Melody, and I don't want to be in charge of anybody other than this guy right here.
Yep. That's fun. Oh. Yeah.
So, let me ask y'all a question.
Yep.
Yeah.
So both of you are opportunistic resellers, so you'll sell pretty much anything you come across, correct?
Yeah, I tried to sell myself and I didn't get very much, and then I got slapped from my wife. Just joking. Yeah, anything that I could feel I could make a profit, and I feel like everything I look at is legally, morally, and just something that I could benefit from or somebody else could benefit from. That's how I look at it. There are some things that I'm not comfortable with in my gut that I feel like is either not enough, or even if it seems like a lot in value that I could resell it for, and my gut says something's not right with this, don't get it. Even though all the signs are right, I follow my gut. So I don't go for everything, but I do look at things like that.
Have you sold anything you regret? Like, I wish I hadn't sold that. Not because you want it, but because you shouldn't have sold it.
I think I look at that less now that I'm a full-time reseller of things that I didn't sell. I was saying this maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. I was looking at all the counter offers I was sending out that I was getting from people, and I added up the price. And out of, like, say, these 7 items, they could have sold for, say, $250, not taking away from the taxes and things like that. But just looking at that money amount, I was looking like maybe I could have let some things go and not be so strict on some things. But some things are more lenient, to where it's like, it doesn't matter. I see a profit, I gotta let it go. But now that I'm a full-time reseller, I try to do my best to let things go because I need to make that profit. And not be like, crap, they're not counter offering, and then you get that notice, offer expired. And you're like, damn it.
Yeah, I mean, also I'm the same. I'll sell most anything. I mean, you know, I look for toys more than anything. And if I go into a thrift store, I'm going straight to the toys. At estate sales, I'm looking at the toys first. But then I'll look for anything. There's a lot of stuff I don't know. Like, I don't know antiques. I don't know glass. Mayor Cha-Ching does have a nice ring to it.
Oh, no. Like, no desire. They tricked me into, I'm on the county commission for the tax appraisal district, and
Scott, next president.
I don't want to. No, because, like, I'm not electable at all. Like, that will never happen. I am never running for office.
Let's just have just put your shoulders down.
The shirt's already coming out.
If you were to be president, what would you do for resellers? How do we get your vote with what you're going to say right now? And depending on this, people give Scott the thumbs up or thumbs down.
Oh, wow.
What he would help with resellers if he was president.
Then what I would do is allow the small resellers, those people that are doing less than, say, $2 million a year, to have the same rates as the big companies for shipping, to where I can compete with the people that are using the bulk rate. Y'all vote for me, but don't vote for me. I don't want to be president.
Ladies, what I just heard right now, either very witty and off the top of his head, but I wouldn't know how to not think about, like, if somebody said, hey, you should run for mayor, and depending who they are, legitimate people, it would cross my mind like, that could be my face. Welcome to Charlotte, Texas. And my face is like,
I can just see your logo up there now.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel. right under it.
I spent 12 years as superintendent, and as superintendent, little town, everybody knows you. And I mean, you really, there's no anonymity whatsoever. And so, like, sometimes you just want to be the regular guy. And I don't want to. Phoenix Flippers, can you block him or something? I did actually run a presidential campaign a few years ago. I just posted it on my Facebook. Okay. And my slogan was, I can't be any worse. And I didn't even carry Penelope. So I think my odds are pretty small. You guys are awful. I am never logging on.
There is MAGA, and now because of Scott, there is MUGA. Scott, look, we start with one. That's all anybody could do to grow is start with one. You put your voice out there, you start with one. Nelly gave you a thumbs up. She will vote for you. So, and this ballots, when you vote, even for your community, and they say who you want to vote for, put the Cha-Ching King. You could add your own people inside these ballots.
Oh, God.
That would be like the worst thing ever. No, what I really want to do is I'm truly enjoying YouTube. My videos aren't where I want them to be yet. I think I have a lot left to learn. I want them to be helpful. I want them to be educational, but I want them to be entertaining. And it's been hard because it's not natural for me. Whereas if just speaking in front of a group of people, especially teachers, that was easy for me. And teaching in a classroom was easy for me. And college was, I'm a nerd. That was easy for me. Being in front of a camera, I got a great face for radio, but man, I don't know. Like, it's been tough. It's been tough.
You got 2 votes, 3 votes, and then Super Court is Mikey's wife, so that's 4 votes. And you got my vote.
Yeah, but I'm going with doing it wrong. That comment right there. That's
Jeremy. This is Jeremy, folks. Doing it wrong is Jeremy. Can't vote Cha-Ching King. That's for realism.
Exactly. Right. I'm reinstituting a feudal system. And so
Jimmy, what would you do if you're running for president? What would you do for resellers?
Man.
I'm voting for Jimmy. I can tell you that right now.
I 0 fees on toys. There we go. I don't have anything.
That's just selfish.
Yeah.
0 fees on toys. I don't know what I'll do for resellers. They'll get free shipping supplies.
I'm not that creative.
Geez, Scott answered it like hard in a great way. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I'll just be the easy person and give people free shipping supplies with I don't know. I don't know what else. You definitely wouldn't vote for me with this answer.
Make a platform with fees, and you have to have a store.
You have to have proof of subscription.
I think that's already been done before, though.
You could make the tax code easier for resellers.
Yeah,
and there you go. That's make it easier to file. Make it a simple way to file your taxes if we have to file them. Dang it!
Yeah. God, I would hate the job. Like,
makes
I would hate the job.
Gee, that'd be awesome.
Free tape Tuesday. She's the one that's going to win.
Free tape Tuesday. Good job, Squirrel. Kristen. We have more giveaways. Well, Scott ended up going first with this t-shirt. Make sure it was Ken, right? Ken won?
I don't know. They need to send me a note on Instagram. And
okay.
I guess anybody that feels like, I guess they could send me a note too. No.
Was it Ken and Carla? Or what was the second name?
It was Carla. Zona.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure you message Scott on his Instagram, the Cha-Ching King. You'll find it on there. Ken and Carla. And then Jimmy, do you want to put a number inside the private chat?
Oh boy, do I want to?
All right. And then again, folks, do your best to have one number. Type it in once after I type in start, and then we'll end it once Jimmy says he's seen the number, or Scott or myself has seen the number.
1 through 40 again?
1 through what number do you want to go through? Or it could be favorite emoji or something like that.
No, we'll do 1 through 40 again.
Okay.
All right, I gotta put this in the private chat.
All right, and for anybody listening, I'm going to read it off the private chat, but you got to donate $1 to me.
All right, there we go.
Okay, we got the number. Stand by, folks.
Hold on. It's what I see on my screen on live chat. Okay, guys, we're gonna go with that just to try to avoid anything. You have to wait. Did you say start yet?
I did now.
All right.
Only use one number.
It has to be after start, and I'm watching it just to try to avoid any confusion.
At least if there is a number you can call get tape, but if you get to remember.
Kristen said she was driving, but she entered a number.
All right, we got a winner already.
Got a winner? Yep. All right, stop, folks. Oh, we do. Yeah.
You want to?
No,
I'll type it in the private chat to make sure we're on the same page. And tell me if that's who you have.
Yes.
All right. That's who I got. There it is.
Winner, eBay dinner. Yeah.
Winner.
Wait, are there dinners on eBay? Dinner.
What's that?
Can you order food on eBay? I wonder if they have meals on eBay.
Like DoorDash?
Yeah. I know you could buy like snacks.
They wouldn't deliver it to my house.
No? Too
No,
far?
No, way too far. Like I'm 30 minutes past.
I'm on Instagram, OldSchoolFlips. Danny, reach me out on there, and we will get that sent out to you. It'll ship out tonight or tomorrow morning.
That was fast. That was a fast wainer. Kristen said she's driving with the sad face. Yeah, Danny May won. Got it pretty quick. Thank you for sticking to one number, folks. Not making it hard on us. I'm still again, Danny May.
Next, I want to tell you all about.
Okay, tell us everything.
A couple of years ago, I helped somebody learn how to do eBay, and they hated it. And they called me and sold me some vintage clothes. I probably spent $10,000, and I ended up making 110. And I just got a text from him and said, "Hey, I've got some vintage ladies' clothes if you want to go look at them." So if it wasn't already 10 o'clock, I would log off and drive over there. Like right now, he won't have the same kind of stuff, but
quality stuff.
I don't think he can ever top the stuff I got before. And I did post it on Instagram, but not where it was coming from. But
yeah, as long as you're not like, and I'm gonna have to have you try them all.
And for that kind of money,
what's going on here? Is this a photo?
I need you to, Scott. I need you to step down into this hole, and you put the lotions on the skins.
There went my presidential campaign. Dang it!
When you said 10 o'clock, and I'm like, what? Come on over.
He puts the lotions on the skins.
And all joking aside, the stuff that he brought was. I don't think I always knew there were people that were wealthy, but I don't think I realized how much disposable income you can have once you pass up a certain wealth area. And so like a lot of these clothes sold for $1,000 and $2,000 a piece. And it was just shocking to me. And that's used. It was just shocking how much more there is above what we are used to finding.
Yeah.
So,
there is so much stuff out there.
I'm going to do it.
There's so much stuff out there that can be resold or reused, so that way it just doesn't go to the dump. So much, folks, that I see and hear this all the time, and I'm pretty sure majority of y'all hear it too. How resellers are hurting the poor people from getting stuff from thrift stores. If you look at the prices that are going on now, first of all, if I was poor, and I was poor before, I would not be in thrift stores. I would not. I would be looking at other things, unless these are poor people trying to get into reselling. Then I get it. But we're in the same boat. We do it for the same reasons. We're trying to get out of things, and not just so it's fun, but it's the struggle that we're trying to get out of as well, and also not go back to where we came from in the past. And we all have stories to tell. We have stories that we're still living in, obstacles. And if you look and find documentaries of where this apparel goes to, a lot of stuff gets scrapped, and then a lot of stuff gets thrown to other countries, and they get to use them, which is good. But you could only imagine what vintage stuff and valuable stuff is being thrown over there, because it's too much to keep up with the amount of garments that are put out there,
disposed of.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the things I've heard that, not a lot, but I have heard it, that you know, that you're taking it away from people that needs it. And I would challenge anybody who's ever said that to see if they've given away more than I have.
Yeah.
And there's going to be very few of them.
So true. And at least in my area, in the Denver metro area, you walk into a thrift store other than Goodwill's, because they're selling it online. You walk into the local thrift stores, or the big, and we have a pretty good sized chain one here in the local. They're packed. Me buying 4 things or 5 things that day is not going to affect other shoppers. They're packed. My favorite thrift store to go to, I mean, that place is, the shelves are overflowing. It's me leaving with 4 or 5 things is not going to affect the people are willing to go there and save money on stuff.
The garage sale I'm having on the 23rd, I will shoot a video of it. That's all stuff I'm giving away. And I would say 90% of it is going to be better than what you're going into the thrift stores to get. Yep. So anybody that says I'm buying it and I'm keeping other people from getting it, I'm buying it for them. And all I'm doing is keeping that one or two pieces that, changed the price. Like, my average sale price last year was $82. I'm not taking stuff from homeless people. I'm giving it to them.
I caught that on your last video, I believe, Scott, of your average sale price was $80+, and I was like, that's amazing. And I thought I was doing really good, but again, I like to see bigger numbers because it tells me I could grow when I hear and see things like this. And Jeremy's one who I have highlighted here. He drops comments on my end of videos and shares information, and it really puts on another light bulb on top of what I already had with the number game of not only like subscribers, but just numbers in general. It shows that I have space for growth. And with the question right now, estate sales, a lot of stuff does get thrown away. And I hear people purposely go see where these estate sales are at and say, I'm going to come on the last day and just wait on the side of the road, and I'm going to scoop up what they throw in the trash. And I see people do that often. Do y'all enjoy estate sales over thrift stores? Would thrift stores be the last thing you go to when it is garage sale, estate sale season?
For me, I love estate sales. I really, really enjoy estate sales. I have one thrift store that I like a lot. The rest of them are okay. I don't go to a lot of other thrift stores than the one I like a lot that's local to me. But I go to estate sales every weekend. Yeah, I mean, I love them.
I've done way more estate sales than anything else. If you go back and look at my videos, probably 50% of them are estate sales. What I've done, if it makes it any different, is I've developed relationships with the estate sale professionals, with the goal being that I get in before you guys and I get to cherry pick it on the day before. But I also have some of them that call me and let me buy the contents when it's over. And most of that I buy and donate. I'm not, it's already been picked over, but people miss stuff. So estate sales are great. Nobody knows everything. And so I don't know toys. Before this started, I was telling you that I've probably left stuff behind because I just don't know. But I know what a reverse weave champion sweatshirt is, and I know I can get $300-400 for it. I'm not going to miss that. Yep. And I didn't mean to interrupt, but there is something I really want to say before we get too far past it. When we talk about numbers, when you say something like an $82, which is ridiculous, that's a ridiculous number. And what I would tell anybody is that, first of all, that number fluctuates based on what I've been able to find. If I find something crazy expensive, it's going to raise that number. And I may go through a period of time where the number's lower. All I ever want the number to be is encouragement, because you can't compare one to the other. So you're looking at it, Sonny, like, there's growth there where, if I had to plunk down in your area and learn it all over again, you'd probably crush me. I mean, I will crush Kristen, but in your hometown. So anytime you're looking on there and someone like me who's on YouTube or Instagram, and you're like, I did 12,000 this month, you've got to back up and think, first of all, I could have spent 14,000 on the inventory, sold it for 12, which meant I had a net loss. Is you look at it for encouragement, and you should be able to tell over time where the numbers are coming from. Is it coming from the heart, or is it coming from, I'm going to brag? If I thought my numbers were discouraging to people, I would never share them again. I only want someone to look at it and think, if that genius right there can do it, I can do this. I can't find his butt with both hands. I got this.
I almost feel like I've almost turned it to the point where, like, here's the information. I can tell you that I'm doing very, very, very well. I don't have to give you my numbers per se. Right. If you can decide to trust me or not when I tell you that I'm doing very well, and this is something that I will buy and I will sell it. And if you're able to find the same thing for a good price, I recommend buying it and trying to flip it as well. Your numbers your numbers are important, not mine. Your numbers are
100%.
Yeah.
All right, Danny. I actually don't have my phone on me. Sonny's taking pictures upstairs of clothing that we picked up.
I want to go back to what Scott said earlier, that you build connections with these people that run these estate sales. How do you do that, and what would you recommend other people to do what you're doing to kind of not so much cut corners, but make it easier for them to do what you're doing?
Yeah, the goal is I make it easier for me. and so like it sounds terrible, but like think about it. So like a lot of times if I've been there a bunch of times, like I'll show up with like kolaches. Like I show up with food. Like you show up with donuts and all of a sudden you're not just a guy, you're the guy with donuts. And I talk to people and I remember that their job isn't to take care of me, that their job is to try and help the family, get stuff sold, make a living. And I treat people with respect. And, you know, I talk to people probably too much. And when opportunities present themselves,
My wife says that.
She said I talk too much.
No, my wife says I talk too much.
Like, man, in California, they're talking about it. So, you know, I would say that you develop a relationship, you just treat them like you would people that you want to have a relationship with, and be professional and don't create problems for them. And I show up with the one guy is Aztec Alamo here in Texas. That's the name of his company. And I show up with kolaches, and it's gotten to the point now that if I don't show up with kolaches, like he's like, whoa, what's wrong? So, but I also get a lot of phone calls, just like the text I just got.
Okay.
And that is, I mean, I love estate sales because I either get in afterwards, like, and I get to go cherry pick everything that's left, or sometimes I get in before they actually have an estate sale. And so I don't, it's not a trick. I mean, I try to treat people genuinely and nice, and I'll pay more than what they would have ever got if they've got that thing, you know?
Yeah.
Do you go with business cards, or when you feel comfortable with these people, as the young kids call them, plugs, or do you just ask them, hey, can I have your number and consider me, I'm a reseller, and they see that you're buying things without bargaining prices because you feel comfortable in it?
They know me before I ever hand them a card. So I have cards.
I mean, you were almost mayor, so
well, yes, 181. Let's make sure we keep that. It's like it's more like a game of tag, and you got to not get caught. But you know, and in this little town, it does help. You know, after being superintendent 12 years, and you know, it's a small Czech farming community, and they don't know you. Like even Mickey Bags of Money isn't just going to go into some, you know, Granny Slovacek's house and pick anything. Most of them aren't having estate sales, but they will call me. And it just comes down to relationship.
I don't think you know Mikey Bags of Money.
No, I know
who he is. Able to walk in through a back door. They'll open the garage door for him. They'll bring it. They'll reverse park his car in there. They'll bring him donuts. That's Mikey.
But yeah, I can't compete with that. But I think that if people know you're genuine, and you know, for example, I had a lady bring me a FFA Sweetheart jacket. And if you know Sweetheart or
Farmers of America
jackets go for, you know, $75 to $100 right now, but the Sweetheart jackets are $400 to $500. And I had a lady.
Is that the white ones, or is that the white ones?
And I had a lady out here bring me one, and she said she wanted $15. And I just told her there's no way I could do that. Like,
yeah, they know.
And they know that I will pay them. I gave her $100, and I told her I'm expecting to make, back then they were a little less. I said, I'm going to make $300 to $400. And even after eBay fees and shipping and insurance and everything else, I'm going to come out good. Yeah. And
do you want to share more about FFA, Future Farmers of America, more about that? Because some people may not know what that is. I'm from the country and was actually in FFA and actually flipped a jacket from where I'm going to next week. I'm going back to Texas. That's where I'm originally from, Charlotte, Texas. And we're going to Poteet. They're going to have a Poteet Strawberry Festival. They have it every year. 22nd to the around 4 days long. And there's a thrift store there. I think it's Maria's thrift store, local mom and pop thrift store, that I bought a Future Farmers of America denim jacket. It was small, like extra small, and it had like Jamie
corduroy?
or name. Was that?
Was it corduroy?
Corduroy, yeah.
Yeah.
And it sold for $175. I
Right.
know I had it priced high. I know on average they're around 100, but I felt like because of the size being really small, somebody's gonna buy it. And it wasn't somebody from Texas, it was like from New Jersey. And it's just crazy where customers come from. But if you could share more about it with the other variants of colors.
So Future Farmers of America does everything from teaching kids how to tend to animals and show animals and take care of things. There's also project phases, and Future Farmers of America is one of the best programs going anywhere. And it's been around for
Ever.
75 or more years. And so the jackets haven't changed much. There's just been a few design changes. The ones that are there, almost all of them you're going to find are blue corduroy. If you get a blue corduroy one that has the yellow darts on the hand warmer pockets, those are going to go in the $1,000 to $3,000 range because they're going to be the 30s and 40s. But up until 91, girls couldn't join the FFA. A chapter could have a sweetheart, and she was allowed to like serve drinks. I'm not even making this up. And so, and most of the chapters wouldn't buy the girl the white corduroy jacket because it was expensive. And so they just didn't get one. And then a lot of them didn't survive. One, they were white, and girls, it wasn't necessarily a badge of honor, so they got disposed of. And so now the FFA sweetheart jackets have skyrocketed. They're $400 to $500, and if I had one with the proper chain stitch and all of that, I could probably get more than that. But even the regular FFA jackets, the blue corduroy FFA jacket with the embroidery, they'll have a big state seal on the back. Those, I'm not even surprised you got that much for it. They have, 3 years ago, I would have got $50, and now it's almost always close to 100. And if you had one that was real nice, it'll pass that right up. So, I do have a video about FFA jackets, and I think my mom's the only one that watched it. Like, it's like it didn't have any views.
What these numbers that are being thrown out there about this is it's solid prices, and they're only growing in value. And Jimmy, have you come across these FFA jackets, Future Farmers of America?
No, I don't. I should ask my brother if he still has his.
You're like, hey, bro, I'm gonna borrow this jacket for a sale.
I have a question because why are they so hot right now? What is it that's making them so hot right now?
Well, one is it's the quality of the jackets. They really are a nice jacket. Yeah. And they've got somebody asked if they sell well. Like, they sell as fast as I can list them. Like, I don't know that I've ever had one more than like 48 hours. So, but a ton of them are going to Japan because it's got that chain stitch embroidery that's been popular since like the 30s. And they still use it today. It's got the big patch on the back of it. Yeah. And a lot of times it's got a date embroidered on it. It's got all of the hallmarks that you would find on vintage stuff from the 40s and 50s, except that they're still available. And think about it. You buy one of those for $100 versus, say, a motorcycle patch jacket or something for $700 or $800.
Is it something they're wearing as fashion or?
Yes.
Okay. That's
now, a lot of the girls' FFA jackets are actually going into schools as part of the FFA program and going back up onto the wall in a display, something like that. Yeah. So, but they sell extremely well. Now, she's talking about t-shirts. Kristen, no. The T-shirts aren't going to do a whole lot. It's the jackets.
Yeah, I passed up on at least one T-shirt that I saw maybe a month ago, and just from what I knew, I was like, I'm not getting this. And it was in decent condition. It wasn't.
The T-shirts went around, but like Marie posted that in 1990, she had the white one and a blue one. And see, that's right there when they were making the switch to where the girls would be allowed to wear the blue. And every state varies a little bit because the national FFA changed the rules first. And there had never actually been an official sweetheart, even though they sold the jackets. But in 91, you couldn't get the white ones anymore. Now, there could have been a school that had one left over or something like that.
Interesting.
You brought up that they're going, say, overseas to Japan. Jimmy and Scott, do y'all have y'all have the global shipping program?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I brought that up because I wanted to bring it up in the chat. If you've been reselling recently, even for a little bit of time, make sure that you have that option selected, because you do have to select the global shipping program. It's not automatic to where somebody overseas. And I'll tell you this: when I first started the global, well, overseas international shipping, it wasn't a global shipping program. I sent out a jersey, person complained about it, and the eBay person said, "Hey, just refund them." And I said, "Well, am I going to get my jersey back?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're going to take care of it." Come to find out, and this is when I was a new reseller. I never got the item back. I asked her, like, "Well, you should know that you should never get nothing, refund somebody until you get it back, right?" And I was like, "This freaking weasel, right?" So after that, I was like, "Nope, no international." Like that was my first and last one. And then when I became just right before I became a full-time reseller, or right when I became a full-time reseller, I'm into my 7th month now. People were talking about it in their lives and chats and videos, and the light bulb finally went on. And I looked and I was like, wait, I don't have the global shipping program. And as soon as I did it, I've been having sales at least once every week or every 2 weeks, 1 or 2 sales. And I'll tell you this: the global shipping program, some people have issues with theirs. We all sell different things, but I have not had any issues with returns. And a lot of times it's other resellers who are buying things that are buying it to sell to other people overseas. And I've had really good experience now that I'm back on a global shipping program. Haven't had any issues, and it's the same thing. Well, I'll let y'all talk about this. How does the global shipping program work? Just in case people inside here want to know about it.
I mean, my toys do very well. I do very well with toys. Just recently at an estate sale, I bought a bunch of like early or late '90s, early 2000, like I got some Ariel toys from the Little Mermaid, and a lot of those went global shipping. And I'll say I had an issue recently, but it eventually resolved in my favor. But it wasn't. Again, it got resolved in my favor, and it was more me just having the eBay employee that I talked to on the phone having to explain to them how to do their job.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
happens. I don't want to talk about eBay, bad about, but knowing how eBay works will benefit you a lot, because there's a lot of times you call in and you end up having to tell that rep how to do their job. And so I had a case open, item not received, through the global shipping program. And it turned out there was an issue with the customs paperwork. And the person I was talking to, and it closed against me. They gave the buyer a refund from my funds. So I had to call, and the lady was like, "Tell me, well, sorry that, and I was like, no, you don't understand. It's your guys' job to do the customs paperwork. This is your problem. Like, you guys messed up the paperwork and they never got it, and the item's lost or wherever it's at. So you guys have to refund them, not me." And she was like, it was a little bit of a disagreement, we had, and I was like, you need to, open a case or wherever you do to someone higher than you so they can take a look at it. Because I know that's what you guys do. And so I went for review or whatever, and she's like, so she ended up coming back. Oh, you were like, without saying you were right, she said you were right. But that's the only issue I've ever had. Like, global shipping, if it gets lost like that, they will take care of it. Or if they make a mistake like that, they'll take care of it.
As long as you're doing your part and not just saying, "Hey, I have global shipping program, they're gonna watch my back." You always got to do things the right way. And I'm big on descriptions, at least measurements when it comes to garments, because I am big on apparel. It's actually the last thing that I look at now because I'm so comfortable in it. So I'm looking at electronics, I'm looking at glass, I'm looking at other things. But what was I gonna say? I did put in a private chat, Jimmy and Scott, my number, because we have one more giveaway. But before we do this giveaway, actually we'll do the giveaway and then we'll talk about something for me and Jimmy, and then we'll close out after this. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I love that you're all in here. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and even after this, if you have questions that you forgot to ask or something dawns in your head, come back to this live or any other video that I have, as well as Scott's or Jimmy's. Comment on theirs. If you got questions, that's why we're here, and it's a great way for the community to get together and help each other. Because Jeremy is one doing it wrong that leaves comments, and they're very valuable, as well as everybody else. Very, very valuable information, and I run with it. I hold on to it, and I appreciate it very much. What was I going to talk about? The number, we'll do a giveaway, and then we'll talk about me and Jimmy. So, did y'all see the number, guys?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to hit start button or start. I'm going to type in start, and right after this start, a number from how much do we got in here? 31 people. 1 to 50. Number from 1 to 50, and again, keep it to that one number. Don't put in multiple numbers. It just makes it easy on us, and we'll stop it once we see that number. Get ready, get set, and start. Ooh. So I see my YouTube kicking off, but the StreamYard is actually like, what are the odds of two people back to back say 44? That's crazy. Y'all need to go play the lottery, even though that's not the number. That's crazy. Hey, what's up, Jens? So a little story until we see the number pop up. Jens is on Whatnot as well, and I'm on Whatnot. Scott said he's waiting to do the rest of it.
Don't tell everybody.
What's that?
Don't tell everybody in case.
Oh, okay. Sorry, erase that from your minds. So close, Sonia. Jimmy is on Whatnot. I'm gonna add his link in the bottom. But if you go to his Instagram, I'm pretty sure he has a link tree. If not, he's gonna have one soon, and he'll go to it. But Jen's Multiverse is on Whatnot, and I ended up buying a card from her, and the card has like these Pokemon figures that come up from the ground, but they have long golden locks.
We have
in there.
Yep,
we have a winner. All right, winner. And we are okay. I'm going to put in a private chat. Cameron?
Yep.
Is it Cameron?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, too late, Matt.
Cameron
got it right here. Cameron is on my Instagram. Also a great channel to come across. And Sonia, you were so close. You had 2. And then I was like, Sonia, you're so close. And I was like, I shouldn't have said that because that's kind of cheating. And then she puts 24. Cameron, you are the winner chicken dinner. She's like, it's late. I can't think right now. I get you, Sonia. And we're gonna talk about you in a second in a good way. With me and Jimmy, and then finish this. Cameron, let me send me your address on Instagram, and I'm gonna send you some goodies, some buttons, and maybe even some other stuff, as well as Scott. He's gonna send off his goods. Make sure Ken and Carla make sure to message Scott, and then Jimmy, who was your winner?
Danny May.
Oh yeah, Danny May. That's right, and she is soon to be a grandmother, first-time grandma. So that's awesomeness, and I'm working on kids myself. I don't want to talk about that, about unwrinkling the bed sheets. What do we got here from Jeremy? You were my good luck charm. Now eBay's been dry, and so 2 items are in the life. That's awesome. I hope everybody gets some chat sales. I love those when I'm in people's lives and I'm like, chat sale, I'm in here, because I feel like they're my good luck as well. So awesome, Jeremy. And earlier, if y'all didn't catch, Jeremy said that when I was asking people how much items they listed, he said he listed one item worth either $2,000 worth or over $2,000 worth. And I was like, geez, that's freaking awesome. And again, Jeremy, like I've said throughout this video from beginning to end, when he leaves me comments, they're not just block comments. They are comments of like, hey, you need to look at this vase and look at the markings. And I love that because it helps me learn a lot more. And I'm just that kind of person that if somebody tells me something, it sticks harder than me seeing something. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to remember it. No, I don't. I don't remember it. It's just the way my mind works. So Cameron is the winner on that. And I appreciate you all for sticking through, but we still have a little bit more information. I know it's a little over 2 hours, but Jimmy and Sonia is one. There's something coming up. And Jimmy, you could run with this and we'll talk about it.
Oh, I don't ever run, but I'll talk about it. Vegas, baby. I'll be
Vegas, baby.
How many days? 16 days, something like that.
Yeah.
In 16 days, we will be out there, man. So excited. Should we do a thrift challenge? Did Sonny freeze?
No,
Oh,
no, I just
or I thought. All right, I just want to make sure. Yeah, me and Sonia will be out there. We're gonna go to that Trash to Cash podcast live. Get together dinner thing
with Dave,
and,
NC Picker.
with Dave, NC Picker, Carrie, American Arbitrage. Man, I've been talking to Carrie forever, since like day one on YouTube, and then we're on the same path on YouTube, right? And he's like, I'm gonna go TikTok, and he's destroying on TikTok. And so I've been talking to him since a long time ago. So yeah, I'm super excited. Mikey's gonna be there. That's what I'm hoping to. Yeah, but we're gonna be hanging out with Sonny. He's gonna take us to his best breakfast spot right when we get there.
Yeah. So there's this place that I love to go to, and if you're in Vegas or come to Vegas, I recommend you go to it. It's called the Omelet House, and the one I go to, I believe there's two of them, but I go to the one on Charleston, the one more closer to the Strip, I believe, and they have an amazing breakfast there, and their portions are huge. The customer service is amazing. Like it's a little maze to walk through to get there, and you're like, is this even a restaurant? Like I'm walking through offices, and there's chairs, and there's like poster boards handwritten saying keep walking this way, 20 minutes till, and then you go and it's like 60 more minutes. Like it's crazy, but I love it. And Jimmy had messaged about this NC Picker podcast, and now they're gonna have something else before that. So it's kind of, I'm gonna feel like almost an all-day event.
Yeah.
And with that, Jimmy was like, yeah, it started off with Jimmy asking me like, hey, what place do you recommend to stay at? And I was like, where are you going? He was like, oh, here. And I was like, oh, cool. I was like, yeah, you could stay at my place. So I invited Jimmy to come over, and he was like, no, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And then at the same time, I was like, should I ask my wife? Like, I just signed a permission slip, and I look over at her and I was like, yo, my friend Jimmy from YouTube's coming. She was like, you don't even know who he is. He might be a murderer. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. He kills it on eBay. So I know he's a killer. Like, you damn right he's a killer, So he ends up saying like, okay, man, you sure? And I'm like, we say yes. And then I was like, don't worry about renting a car, because I know how that is when we travel, anything helps. And I'm like, if you're only going to be here a few days, like I could pick you up, I could take you out. And I was doing that purposely so I could spend more time with him, so we could go out sourcing, and I could just chauffeur him around. And he was like, I was like, is Sonia coming? And yeah, here she is.
Yep.
Right here. And I was like,
Sonia, she's gonna be pooping tags while pooping.
Yeah, so Sonia's like, no, I'm not going, I guess they talked about this at first, and then all of a sudden is like, wait, Sonia, is it all right if Sonia comes? And it's like, cool, like that's your wife. Like I have my wife, like cool. I want my wife to see who I'm interested in and like following. And I hope they have a good time. I know they will, but I find this exciting, and not only just me and Jimmy, and we gotta go source and stuff, but I hope he gets to meet this guy right here, as well as the niche lady. Yeah, I'll reach out to them and see and everybody else that I can here in Vegas to meet up. Even if you're not a reseller, like I would love for people, if they happen to be here in these moments, to get together, because it's so much fun. I've been seeing it for years. Other people link together, and then when you finally do it, it's like, wow, like this is really going on. This is fun. These are my friends. And Scott up here, he was saying like he wants friends, and we got that. I hope some of you guys subscribe to him. Yeah,
Hustle Man. So Hustle Man's gonna be there too.
Nice. Hustle Man.
I saw him a little bit on Instagram.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for this big day to meet Jimmy in person, hang out with Sonia as well, and then also them to see my wife, because I talk of my wife, and it's one of those things that you never really see her, and I've been trying to sneak her into my Instagrams, my stories, and she's after it's done, she's like, don't do that, and I'm like, whatever. Like I want people to know you're not made up, and I'm not crazy like that. I'm crazy, but not that type of crazy.
Even her may not help. They may.
Yeah. No, but my wife is amazing, and she's just like, okay, and she's like, babe, you need to clean the house. So after this live here in a few minutes, I'm actually going to go clean out the garage, like I said earlier. But I appreciate you all for coming through. I can't tell you how much it means to me to just see the numbers grow and grow, and the feedback that we get inside these lives. And if Scott and Jimmy want to share something with you, and we'll finish after this.
Okay. If you are in Texas on the 23rd of this month, I'm having a massive garage sale, and everything will be free. You can make a donation to the Paw Pals if you're there, or you could just load your truck up. I will have some pictures coming out probably middle of next week. Show some of the cool stuff. It's just not stuff we've listed. So outside of that, love to have you visit my YouTube channel. And I'm still learning, still getting better at it, hopefully. And if you didn't get a t-shirt, shoot me a note on Instagram. We'll try and hook some people up.
So where are they going to see these photos, Scott? How to because I have his YouTube channel, and I'll add his Instagram here in a second to the description. But
it's Cha-Ching King on Instagram. I will post pictures on there. And because what I'm planning on doing is I will probably start the garage sale at 8 o'clock on the 23rd for people that either know me or on Instagram. And then at 10 o'clock, I'll put it on Facebook, on the garage sale apps and things like that, and let the general public come empty everything out. And then at the end of the day, I'll donate whatever's left. So, but there's a lot. There's a lot. So
awesome. I'm actually having a yard sale on that weekend too. So I will be at my yard sale. Sorry, Scott, I'm not going to make it to Texas, but I'll be watching your videos and your Instagram content. Can someone drop Scott's link? Glenn is asking for your YouTube link. If someone could drop that, I don't have it readily available. I don't think.
Gotcha.
There it is. But yeah, that I'm going to be, just like you guys said, I'm going to be supporting channels. I'm going to be putting videos out myself. So, and I love the content. I appreciate you hanging out with us today. Scott, it's been fun, man.
Glad to be here.
Very knowledgeable stuff, especially storage units suck, but he does really good at them. And that's something I heard in the military is like embrace the suck. And at first, like, I don't want to do anything when it comes to sucking, like not me, but on this different type of, on the other side of the table, sometimes you have to go through those rocky things to see the value at the end and even midway and see the potential of it and just run with it. And those things are called sacrifices until you no longer have to do it or need to. Our where we start at is not the same mindset where we move through in our journey, and it's ongoing. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and stay tuned. I'm not sure when I leave to Texas, but if I have time for Thursday, I will do that. If not, maybe we'll push it up forward. I'll check with Jimmy. But other than that, thank you everybody. I appreciate you all so much. Make sure all the winners message the person that you won the item from, and we'll make sure to get that out to you right away. And that's it.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate it.